Hello and welcome back to Let's Talk Benchrest with Kentucky Rimfire and Hobbies. So tonight we got a interesting topic, and we covered this a little bit when we first started the show, but now we have somebody that's a little more experienced at it than us, and that is lot testing and tuning a tuner. And I encourage everybody in the side chat to interact and ask questions because that's how we learn. We don't claim to be professionals here. We're just sharing our personal experiences. So I hope you guys enjoy the little bit of information that Brock has for us tonight. And we'll start introducing these guys from the back room. We've been getting a little bit of rain here in Kentucky. It's rained a little bit every day this week, I believe, mostly in the evenings or at night, but it was much needed. We were very, very dry here. So anyways, let's go ahead and bring out Justin from Kentucky.
Howdy, guys. Glad to be with you tonight. Got a good topic with Brock. Hopefully, he can enlighten us on tuners. Been a rainy week here, as Chad said.
So, and J Delta also put out a $9.99 super chat earlier in the side chat. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. And up next, we have Mike from Minnesota Shooting Sports.
Is he muted?
No, sorry. I was just getting a YouTube side opened up here, and I was like, I couldn't seem to find where the mute was at. But anyway, weather-wise for us here, we're back into our Indian summer stuff. We were, down into the 40s and 50s here, and it's back into the middle to high 80s for the rest of this week, going into next week here. So it's supposed to be beautiful, not really no wind and some sun. So hoping to get out to the range. So that's what I'm looking forward to in the coming week. So glad to be here.
Glad to have you, buddy. We got old Rotten Tooth over there in the side chat. That's Boomstick with the new name. So up next, we got J Delta from down there in North Carolina.
Good evening, everyone. I hope everybody's doing well. Had a good week. Had a couple of hiccups on my long shot wireless camera. Everything was working fine. And then there was an update to the app, and it went downhill. It will not connect one camera or two cameras, even though it's at 1,000 yards. It couldn't even connect at 50 yards. And then when it connected, it showed you that you have recorded the video. You go on your iPad and look, no video. So I contact them. They're working on an app. They were supposed to be out today, but it's not out today. So other than that, it's been a great week. Getting some rain right now and a little bit of thunder as we speak.
Well, glad to have you. Thanks for being here. Up next, we got Hasbro from Hasbro's Hide.
Hey, guys. Good to be with you tonight. It's really good to be with you because I'm not in Detroit, which is where I've been a good bit of this week, and it's a good place to leave. Good place to be from. Yeah. But, I got back, just drove in, and it's a long day, but I'm glad to be here. So looking forward to it tonight.
Yeah, thanks for being here, buddy. And up next, we got George from Southern Rifle.
How y'all doing, man?
Doing great. How's your week been, buddy?
It's been pretty good. Just windy. Ain't getting nothing done. Ain't getting any shooting done. Just between the rain and the wind. Ain't doing nothing.
Yep.
But messing with the hand shield.
Yeah, I hear you. Jay Crow says that he's laughing at your comment there about it being a good place to leave. So up next, we got Brock from Leather Action 22.
How's everybody doing tonight? It's good to be here. It's been a busy week, but keeps me out of trouble, so can't
There you
complain.
go. That's Justin Lowe's motto. That's why he works all the time. You don't have to get in trouble that way.
Got to pay for 22 bullets somehow.
Yeah.
And we got Big Sky just popped in over on the side chat. And up last but not least is American Hillbilly.
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing out there this evening?
Doing fine, man. How are you?
Oh, man. Doing fine as frogs here. I mean, that's pretty fine.
Say good evening to Mike Moore over there in the side chat. Mike Moore sent me some pictures and I forgot to upload them, but he is number 5th in ABRA and Unlimited, and he's first with his aggregate plus points. He's first
Awesome.
place. So he's moving up little by little.
Congrats, that's awesome.
Yep. There's Vince Ratliff says, "What's up, guys?" Jeff
Howdy,
Taylor,
Vince.
hello, everyone.
I'm trying to move up to be 5th in Pikesville.
Yeah. Well, you tied for a first.
That's true.
So, anyways, without further ado, we'll let Brock start into his conversation, and we'll take a little break here in a few minutes and be thinking about Brock be thinking about a word you want to put in the side chat so Hillbilly can call it out. Whenever you're ready to take a break, we'll put that word in and we'll call all these people's names out here on the big screen.
All right, sounds good. Well, I hope y'all have your thinking caps on because we're gonna take a deep dive into tuning.
Brock, pen and
There you
paper.
go, pen and paper. That's a good thing to have. But yeah, I mean, getting started in tuning. From what I've seen, there's 3
When you get done, it'll probably have a bunch of irrelevant drawings on it, though.
Got your
Look
crayon
like
on that,
Cartman.
man?
And you can keep it at 2 plus 2. I'll be fine.
We guys, can we pause for a second before we go any further? All right. I just want everybody out here that's watching this to know, and for you especially, Hillbilly, he's not talking about Japanese cars here either. Okay.
We're not
We're talking
tuning.
about okay. We're not talking about Fast and Furious or Japanese cars. So,
Or diesel tuners.
all right. All right. Continue.
I think tuning cars is a little easier than tuning a 22, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, from what I've seen, what I've, kind of my experiences and how a lot of this works, I've had a lot of people kind of mention the tuner and how it's a scary thing to, take a dive into because, like, man, it's got so many different settings on there. Like, how do I know what to put it on? Or I'll see people where they've got a tuner and they'll spin it on whatever, and it don't matter. They're just like, it shot a good group. I'll just leave it on that. And, it doesn't always shoot good. It's not actually in tune. So it's playing a tune, but it's not a in tune one. Basically what I can see is there's, 3 main methods of tuning. And I sent Chad a target that I had put up on kind of the easiest way to tune, in my opinion. So if you'll pull that up. Okay, so with this target, which this works for any kind of tuner, but it seems like the most common one, like the tuners that I have, is a Harrell's or a PQP. Well, on them tuners, they have 500 settings. Well, you're like, okay, so I have to have that on one number out of 500. I can't roulette wheel it as much as I'd like to. I got to figure out what setting to put that on. So the way I came up with this is you take your tuner and you put it on 0. So you got your big mark on there, and then each revolution is 25 clicks. So there's 25 numbers. So you start your tuner at 0, and you shoot two shot groups in the targets below that number. Then you move to 100, shoot two shot groups, and go all the way to 500. That's a lot of getting up and down and twisting. So it's nice if you can have somebody, kind of there helping you, range buddy. But then you take, so like, let's say, your 200 on your tuner is the best setting, or 2 and 300, or whatever two are the best two is where you're gonna go off of. So let's say for this instance that 200 is your best two groups. So you got two shot groups that are the tightest. So then you're going to drop down and you're going to stick your tuner on 200, and you're going to shoot two more two shot groups. Then you're going to go to 2 1/4, and then all the way to 300. So you're going to put 2 shots in each one of those. Make sure that, you're doing your part, but that way, the reason that, like, I pulled it to where you do two shot groups is if you have a bad shot, or you have what they call a false group, where it just, you kind of get lucky and it shoots them together. And you're like, well, I don't know if it does it again. You shoot another one to see if it'll do it again. Figure out your best two from that one. So let's say for this instance, your best one is 50. So since you started at 200, you're at 250 on your tuner. Then you're going to drop down one more row, stick it on 250, and you're going to shoot two shot groups again on the third row. And you're going to go from 250 out a whole rev. So you're going to, if you have 250 and 275 are your best, then you're going to figure out everything else in the middle of it. So, basically you just do the same thing as you've plugged in on the top 2 rows on your third row to find out, you're in the middle. So basically you're just trying to eliminate your stringiness. So like, a lot of times people think, well, it shot high or it shot low, and that's a wind call. Well, if it does it twice in a row and you're not shooting into any kind of headwind, your left and right is not necessarily going to matter. I mean, you want it to shoot good groups, but you don't necessarily have to have it 2 in the same hole, if that makes sense. So if it's chunking one high and chunking one low, it's a way to figure out, okay, well, my tuner is off, or it's giving me a false sense of tuning. And then I stuck all the targets in the bottom of that just to where if, like, you're stuck on, okay, well, I'm on my bottom row and 205 is just as good as 210, then you can try from 205 to 210, and shoot you a group going from 205, 206, all the way to 210. That way you can try to find out your perfect tuner number. Anybody got any questions?
No, just real quick, I wanted to say hello to Steve, and living in Southwest Virginia. He just joined the panel.
Hello.
Hey, Steve.
Hello, guys.
Hey,
Steve.
Hey, bud.
go ahead. I was just gonna say, when you're shooting this, and then like you change ammo, will things be different?
Well, so you've got people that kind of seem to think so. So in my experience, if you've got a good barrel that is pretty good and you're sitting there tuning it, if it's in tune for one ammo, it should be in tune or really, really close to in tune for another ammo. And so a lot of guys, and this is personally what I do, like let's say you've got 6 different lots of ammo, and let's say your fastest speed on, of course on the box, on the box speed is different than actual speed. Let's say your fastest one is like a 1070 and your slowest one is a 1050. Then you're going to shoot your lowest speed and your fastest speed, and you want them to get to where they're hitting in the same point of impact.
So Jay Crow asked a couple of questions over here in the side chat. It says, is the tune for that lot of ammo, or is it just for that day? Didn't you retune? And then he asked
Well-
again, how often do you tune or check your tune?
Well, I would say a lot of that would depend on how good you're shooting. So if you go through all this chart and let's say you think you got it shooting good and you go to a match and just can't shoot nothing, then you're obviously going to try to figure something out. So it's either my tuner or my ammo.
Or your cleanliness.
Or your clean. And that's something else you want to do. You want to make sure you try to keep the barrel pretty clean. Otherwise, you're going to tune your barrel for when it's dirty. And it just ends up screwing everything up. So you're a clean barrel shooter. You need to tune it when it's clean. Otherwise, you're going to have issues that doesn't make any sense. I've seen people where they'll tune it and they'll shoot it and then they'll mess with it again and then they'll clean it and it's not doing anything the same. And they're like, what in the world? You know, it doesn't make any sense to me. And it's because when they tuned it, it was dirty. So to answer J. Crow's question is, like me, I tuned this 2500 of mine, and it's been on the same, probably 3 different tuner numbers all year long. So like my tuner on this thing is 98 is what it tuned to with the tube. So there'll be some shoots where if your group's opening up, depending on your temperature or your humidity or whatever, if you need to, you can click it a number one way or the other way. But if your rifle is actually in tune and you're keeping everything clean, your tuning is not going to change. So like the most I've ever made on a tuner adjustment on this gun is 3 clicks all year long.
So Jeff Lee says, do you clean while you're tuning in between the rolls that you're shooting?
You can. I've done both, just trying to see if there's a difference. And I mean, you can kind of see it. So when you clean it, obviously you have to kind of reshoot a couple times after you clean it. But me personally, I clean it really good before I start. I season that barrel in and I shoot, because you're not necessarily shooting enough times to make it dirty enough where it's not going to shoot.
Mike Moore says, tune for dirty and keep it dirty. Ha ha. So Mike shoots semi-auto, and he shared with me that he don't clean. Like he runs his gun dirty until he starts seeing a deficiency, and then he don't scrub it clean. Even at that, he says he may go in and clean the carbon ring, but he'll leave his barrel fouled. So everybody has different techniques out here. So most of your shooters you're going to witness at a match, you're going to witness some cleaning between every round.
Between cards.
Between cards, yeah.
Yeah.
But now some people, they find that dirty works for them. I mean, look at Mike Moore. We just talked about it. He's setting number 1 in his aggregate plus points standings. So something's working for him.
Right. Is what you call anomaly.
I think to me, there's a sweet spot there, because you spend a lot of money refouling that barrel once you clean it. Right. You can spend $10, $15 to refoul it on good ammo, so it's like, but there's a point you go too far the other way too. So.
George, you came in there. What'd you say?
I said that's what you call an anomaly.
Yeah.
If I can get my tongue untwisted.
Yeah.
The majority of people are keeping them clean, or at least to some extent.
All right. Well, we'll give Brock a minute here to think about what else he wants to talk about. And I seen Mike from MN Shooting Sports put the word tuner in the side chat. So let's type tuner in the side chat. If you want your name called out, type tuner.
Or tuner fish will work also. All right, my goodness, we got them piling in out here. We had J Delta 22NC, And first, we got Hasbro, Kentucky Rimfire and Hobbies. We got Steve from living in Southwest Virginia. We got our mate out there, TJ Fishing. A Leather Action 22. Jeff Lee, Rustic Rimfire 22. We also have Vince Ratliff out there and Rotten Tooth. I love Booms. Booms always got a new title every time he comes in here. Keeps us laughing, man. We also got Ron 2A Matters, Jake Crow out there. And I believe that's it for right now. If somebody else jumps in, we'll sure shout them out. Oh, Southern Rifle also there. That's
George Toner. Now say my name.
Yeah.
George Dinky?
So Jeff Taylor says he has 4 collars, shaft collars on his barrel, and it now shoots 1-hole groups.
Nice. And actually, Jeff Taylor just doing tuner out there also.
Hey, Mike, don't you just have to buy an Anschutz 54 match or super match to shoot 1-hole groups? What do you need a tuner for?
Well,
You know what I mean?
it all depends.
One of my Voodoo's got a tuner, but it's an ATS tuner. He clamps on. I haven't messed with it, so I know they usually want you to tune it to 1 ammo. That's where you want to stick with it. But I noticed that the SK, the La Pua, the Midas, they all off by a little bit, so I can hold, that. The only time that I might change a 1/4 inch or maybe more than that is when I switch ammo, like to Ely or something like that. And like what you said before is true, because when that tuner is set correctly, you're not going to be off by that much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even with different lots.
So I know everybody's seen the tuners on the end of the barrel that are adjustable, and yes, shaft collars is a type of barrel tuner, and you're just adding a weight on that barrel to change harmonics. But this right here is a mid barrel tuner that you can also apply to the barrel and clamp it. And my Anschutz is actually tuned with a mid barrel tuner. So
You sure that's not a conduit nut for running electricity?
well, it could be.
It's also used, though.
Yeah.
It's sold in Home Depot that way, Hillbilly, but if you buy the tuner online, it's $200.
So Rustic Rimfire answered Hasbro's question. He said a tuner is cheaper, Hasbro.
That's true.
Tuner also throws you an
Not
unlimited
as
slice.
pretty. Not as pretty.
Yeah, that's
Right.
Well, Jay Crow says he don't have any rifles with tuners, and that's probably best because he'd be testing that thing to death.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe this is a little off topic, but I did that with my 6.5 Grendel, and I got the Harold's tuner, and I went through a ton of ammo. Now, with me reloading it, it wasn't so bad, but in the end, it didn't really make a big difference on that gun. But I've seen it work on 22, so I'm not saying anything against that.
Realistically, Brock, because you've been through this, you got a process. How much ammo do you end up burning before you find that accuracy node?
Well, a lot of it's going to depend on what method of tuning you use. This method that we just talked about will use the most. I would say a couple boxes of ammo. I would say probably about 2 boxes.
But it's
of ammo
worth it in the end, though.
100 rounds.
Yeah.
If you want to make your groups go from to a whole lot better, then yes, it's worth it.
So Rotten Tooth wants to know if different sizes of vice grips would work.
It clamps on there, don't move. Absolutely.
It would work. I just recommend you take some rubber inner tube and put it on the inside of them jaws before you clap it down if you carry anything back to the rifle.
There you go.
So
I've said it in a bunch of videos. My B14 shoots better with the Banner suppressors. That's why I bought 2 of them. And I've get my early videos with that from like 3 years ago. The group's got a 1/4 inch tighter with a can on it until the can had 300 rounds through it. Then the group opened back up because the carbon falling in the can changes the weight hanging off the end. It's the same thing as all of it, all the above. You're changing the weight on the barrel. So
I've seen it with my can also. I mean, you'll have a gun that shoots mediocre, and you stick that can on there, and all of a sudden it'll tighten up. But like Mike says, when that can starts getting dirty, things will change.
Yeah.
So Brock,
It's going to vary from every rifle to every rifle.
Same thing
so
with
Brock,
the Bluetooth. It
go ahead.
collects
Go ahead.
dirty. So, if you keep your Bluetooth, if you don't keep your Bluetooth clean, the more you shoot, it's going to change your actual tune, even though you're not changing your number because it's adding a bunch of weight.
Mm-hmm.
Dad's got one so long it puts powder burns on the target at 50 yards.
Some people, it's got some long ones.
Looks like a trombone out there. I mean, it's way out there.
Another thing too about he talks
Mine's
about
not-
cleaning. I mean, you have to clean that tuner as well. That tuner gets a lot of buildup in it.
Brock, question for you or George or whoever. Does it matter if it's threaded or the type that slips over into the barrel? Because most of my barrels, well, I've got 2 that are threaded, but most of them are not. I get them that way. So,
No,
what do you think?
not in my opinion. I mean, if you have one that's threaded, they sell that adapter that you get with your tuner, and if you don't, it's just basically taking the place of that adapter. Once it's locked on, you're going to do the same thing.
Do they put like brass contact points so you don't mar your barrel up, or how does that work?
I will share this with you. If you buy a Harrell's tuner,
You better know
and you've
the
got a 920 barrel, that tuner won't fit. You have to get a machinist to
Oh yeah.
cut.
Well, and if you contact Terrell's when you order one, they'll mill it out for what size you need.
Right. But
Right.
I ordered mine unmilled, and Justin milled mine. And when it went on my barrel, it was so tight that I didn't even really have to use the set screws. I mean, it's a snug fit.
That means you got a good machinist.
Yeah, my ATS tuner has a collar that clamps on the side. You don't even touch the barrel, and then you tight the tuner into the collar. That's how you get your pressure in there. So it came like that from MPA. I haven't touched it because it's working pretty good, but it's I can take it off at any time. But so the barrel starts at 1.21, 1.2, and ends up in 1.05, and just because the tuner in there. So, and it seems to be working very good. So I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to take it out because it's actually working. So what you do when you tune the barrel, you get those vibrations, those frequencies on the barrel, and the frequencies is usually faster than the bullet. So you're trying to tame those frequencies so the bullet get out. You want those frequencies to get behind the bullet, not in front of the bullet. That's what throws your round off.
Yeah. So Rusted Rimfire mentions using shrink wrap on the barrel before you. He's talking about boom.
Oh, that's a good idea.
If
If you have enough clearance, right?
If you're using a tuner or the shaft collars for weights or the mid barrel tuner, you can put the shrink wrap on there, shrink it to the barrel, and then clamp to that so you don't mar your barrel up, which is a great idea. And then TJ Fishing says when crowning, you can ruin the harmonics, and tuners can fix that. So tuners,
You guys just fixed the barrel by redoing the crown, right? Wasn't that what you did on the Springfield?
yeah. So a lot of people get these 22s and they get that truck axle barrel and they think, man, that barrel's big, it ain't going to move. I'm here to tell you, when you shoot that gun, that barrel, it does this. Even though it's the size of a truck axle, it moves. And when you put a tuner on there, you're taming that.
Yep.
Well, every barrel whips, and basically and that's why if you're out of tune, a lot of times you'll see up and down stringiness because it's not consistent on when that barrel is whipping when it exits that barrel. So when you are tuning it, like you said, you're dampening those whips to where you're taking your up and down stringiness out.
Yeah, you skinnier barrels, they vibrate more than the bigger one, but still they all vibrate because its frequency is following that round.
Well,
Yeah,
that's why you
they're
see a lot
That's
of your PRS people not using a tuner because their barrels are a little shorter. And if your barrel is shorter, your tuner still works, but you don't notice it as much.
much. Yep. Less vibrations.
Yeah.
Say
Yeah.
hello to Illinois Air Guns jumping in there, and then Boomstick says, "What if you use a tuner and a suppressor?"
They do sell those.
Yep.
They sell suppressor adapters for Harrow's tuners.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff
You get
Taylor says that heat shrink is what he uses on his barrel. He has the shaft collars, and those work. I mean, like, oh, help me. What's the name of that company that makes the
Kick these. Limb saver.
Oh yeah, Limb Saver. Limb Saver makes a rubber dampener that you can put on the barrel and slide it, and it will change the harmonics of that barrel.
Yep.
So got Vanessa Kitty jumped in, and Alaska One Andy, welcome.
And see, like Jay Delta was talking about, as you have those mid barrel tuners, they don't twist. You have to move your length over. So a lot of people put it as close as they can get it, where it's not touching the stop on the rest, and then move it out like an inch or half inch every time and shoot groups. Same thing, like with as you're twisting your tuner, you're just moving that thing in and out.
Right.
I'd like to add something. As a machinist, I believe that having a Harrell's tuner, custom fit to the barrel diameter, where it's, just a precise fit, and then you clamp it. I believe that'd make a tuner more responsive than having any rubber between it or a loose mating fit. I think it'd be way more consistent and responsive to the tune. The
Well,
better
what
fit you have.
What size drill bit did you use in Chad's tuner?
I bored it with a boring bar.
So you got to think of that like a harmonic bouncer on a car, and
Yeah. It's a dampener. The
Yeah.
rubber, whatever you put in there is a dampener.
a harmonic bouncer is mounted to the front of your crankshaft, and it's lined with rubber, and it keeps that crank in balance.
Right.
I had an '88 model Ford truck one time. I could not keep a front main seal in it. It would leak. I put a new seal in it, put everything back together. It'd leak. And finally, my lead mechanic at work, he's like, take this harmonic bouncer home and change your harmonic bouncer out. I guarantee you the rubber's gone bad in your harmonic bouncer. I put that new seal in with the new harmonic bouncer. Never had a problem again. So like Justin said, that rubber leaves room for error. You know, you're shooting that gun, you're getting that barrel hot, that rubber's getting hot. And who's to say that rubber's not going to change its consistency as it heats up and cools down, and then your tuner gets loose? I mean, so what he's saying is have your tuner machined to where it fits your barrel like a glove, and you don't have to use that rubber. Now, if you're using shaft collars or clamp-ons like this, then you have to use.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Having the shaft collars board precise too would make a difference. I mean,
You can, yep.
Yeah, I mean, just like if you got rubber on your tuner and you're sitting there twisting it, as that rubber's hot, the end of the barrel's hot, instead of you turning it one click, it may turn it 2 clicks because your
That's
tuner.
right.
And
with rubber alignment, it's going to be an issue with rubber also.
Yeah.
right. And like I said, anybody that doesn't believe that, take a piece of rubber and stick it in between your gun and your wrist and shoot on it. See how much more that thing vibrates.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot more.
Absolutely.
And it changes a lot. So, well, anybody got anything else they want to add to that?
Can you test the harmonics of a barrel? From Vanessa Kitty.
I guess with high-speed cameras,
Hey,
perhaps.
I just sent you a link, Chad, to Varmint Owl's site again.
What Mike Moore just said in the side chat that's popped up on screen right there is very true. More you add, more variables.
That's right. Everything you put on that rifle. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a guy named Joe Pesci that shoots, and I mean, he's one of the best to ever shoot Benchrest, in my opinion. I mean, he's first in the ARA Hall of Fame.
Mm.
He runs 2 mid-barrel tuners. About that many weights. I don't remember how many it is, but it's a lot. Probably 20 ounces of weight and a 10-inch blue tube all on the end of his gun.
Wow.
On the end of that gun is about that long, but he shoots good. You know, it's just something.
And a
That's
54
amazing.
and
Yeah. Because I was watching, if you look at the Anshoes 1984, 1970s, the Super Match comes with a rod that you add weight to it, to the front of the barrel, right on under the barrel. And I mean, those guys know what they're doing. So yeah, they got those weights. They got like 3 different look like colors, but they're weight, and you put them in there to tune that rifle. Everything you put on that rifle counts.
Yeah,
All you guys are doing is going to cost me more money. That's the problem with this show. I sit there and it's like I swore I'd never use another tuner after going down that Grendel road. Now I'm looking at buying another one.
Well,
But
you're gonna like this.
the BB guns too, Hasbro.
Yeah, you're probably right. I should trade somebody my Harold's 6.5 Grendel or 6.5 tuner.
There you go. Well, see, you've got there's that aspect of tuning. And that's called the Hopewell method. If anybody wants to look it up, it's pretty much the same thing. I have it's basically a big chart online. Basically, what I broke down into a target, you can just read on it if you want. Then there's the Purdy tune, which the Purdy tune can get really confusing, but it's based off your overall length. And so, like this gun back here, I Purdy tuned it when I first got it. It's a quicker way to get your barrel in rough tune. So if you don't want to burn as many bullets and still get it pretty darn close, then you take a cleaning rod, stick you one of them O-rings on a cleaning rod, run it down the end of your barrel, and you're measuring your barrel length, finding out exactly how it is from the crown to the end of your barrel. So let's say that's 26 and a 1/16 of an inch. Well, once you figure that out, then you send it into or plug it into this chart, which, like I said, you can go on Purdy Tune online, and you have to. It's kind of a funky math equation and stuff I'm trying to learn on, but you plug it into that, and it'll give you a rough.
Did he freeze up?
Maybe did.
Now he's really thinking hard about what he's going to say next.
He ain't blinking.
Could be his girlfriend cut him off.
Transmission need to be tuned.
Yeah. His network needs to.
Yeah, he need tuning. It happens.
He still ain't blinking.
He froze.
That's weird. Like everything's going really good. Didn't have any trouble at all, man.
Went off.
Well, at least it ain't me this time.
I blame Cooter. Cooter's trying to hack somebody again.
I got your text, George. I'm using my cell phone for this live here.
Okay.
Blink twice if you've been able to get through, Will.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike out there says he uses a J&L tuner on an 18.5-inch barrel. That was Purdy tuned in the beginning.
When he comes back on, you guys are going to have to go, I don't care what you say. I don't think he's a cross-dresser.
Well, he's out in the side chat right now.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't buffering or
Can't beat
freezing or nothing.
A dude
All at once.
I guess
The
he
dude that
spending all
young
that money
without the
trying to get
accomplishment
them barrels tuned.
Too many frequencies.
Oh no, just spending all of his money on ammo and stuff like that. He didn't pay his cable bill
That's right.
He doesn't work at
because
the
his
UN.
internet off.
Yeah.
He doesn't work at the UN, does he?
Nah, I don't think so. Wow.
There he is.
Hear me now. I had to
There
change
you
my
go.
phone. My computer, I guess.
It's okay.
decided
It's
to
all right,
work.
brother.
So, yeah, I heard the comment about the cross-dresser head, bro.
It was just a rumor. Just a rumor.
Goodness.
He was talking
Hasbro
about
says
cross
only
tuning. He was talking about cross tuning.
yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, cross tuning. Yeah.
Brocky lost
Hasbro.
you on the Purdy, where you plug it into the equation. That's where we lost you at.
Right. So, on like the Purdy tune, basically, like this thing, once you figure out your links and get it all set up, basically it'll give you a rough idea on where to set your tuner at. So, like if it gives you a tuner of 100, then you can log it in and go from there.
So
Hey, George,
this
I was
is-
going to send Chad that chart right there, and I couldn't figure out how to get it to send.
This
I'm
is
I'm glad
this
you
is
sent it.
this is Varminal's website that George was referring to, and it shows you how the barrel whips.
Yes.
Through that illustration, and there's with the toner on the end. It still whips, but it changes the exit point. And here's one that's a little better.
So that's highly
Yeah, that's
exaggerated.
that's an
but it's
excellent
happening.
web page if people
It
take
is
time to
highly
read.
exaggerated,
Yeah.
but there's a
Yeah,
lot of good information on this page. It's called varminal.com, and you just go right here to 22 rimfire toner on the side.
What is the preferred tuner
You've
and
never-
why?
I prefer Harrell's or a PQP.
I'll tell you what that makes me think of watching that scope whip is Rimfire Dave talking about changing scopes and it changing the tune.
Sure.
Yep.
Wait.
Weight of the overall rifle matters, or changes harmonics.
Yeah, you're trying to get that
Yep,
bullet out of there before the whip catches with the bullet. Those are vibrations. And that's what the tuner does. It slows down those vibrations so your bullet can get out there before the vibration touch that bullet.
If you pull that chart back up, because we deal with this kind of stuff at work on a different reason, but they're using accelerometers to do that. And if you look at where it was oscillating,
Scroll down, Chad.
what you don't want to do, and I can tell you from looking at the frequency and the response there, you don't want to be on any of the upward or downward slopes. You want to be near the peaks.
Yes.
So it comes out without a lot of movement up and down. Or
Exactly.
changes in it. You just get near those peaks, and it's probably why they're pretty narrow, right? When you find it, it'll be fairly narrow. And that, Justin, that kind of makes me think more about what you said, that once you get a good barrel, because the frequency in the barrel is not going to be affected easily, right?
Right.
It's natural frequency. So
Right. Mm-hmm.
Being a
We do the
perfect
same
lens.
thing in cable,
Yeah.
except cable, we're just trying to get one frequency for interfering with another one. But it's the same concept.
Jeff Lee's asking what tuner I use. I use a Harrell's tuner. There in the comments.
Harrell's tuners, huh?
Yes. Harrell's or PQP.
That's what I have on that other one I mentioned I have, but I hadn't tried the Rimfire one yet.
Right. I mean, that's just what everybody was shooting, but I mean, they got the easy tunes and all that stuff, but you know, there's a lot more help out there for Harrell's and PQP because they're more of a common tuner.
Mhm.
Yeah. So Mike Moore says a lot of things affect the harmonics, including what the stock is made out of, the barrel thickness and the
Yes.
length, the overall weight and action screw torque.
Mhm.
Tuners are a way to help tune between the frequencies.
Great
Yep.
comment.
There
Yep.
you go.
Exactly the
It
point I was
does.
making there.
We also had a couple questions out there a while ago. See if I can find them again. I think it was Jay Crow asked if they make one for was it an inch and a half barrel, or where'd that go?
1.2
About any Harold tuner, you
or
have to have board.
1.2
Yeah, right
inch barrel. So you can get a Harrell's tuner cut for a 1.2 inch barrel.
Maybe.
I'm not
I don't-
sure the outside diameter, how
Yeah.
the max you can go.
It
Yeah, I
is.
I might have to try one on my Lilja. I believe it's a 920, but I'll mic it out. Let them know.
The Harrells will go out to a 1.2 because I was going to get Justin to cut mine out for the scavenge.
What size barrel's on that one?
1.2.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You were really cheating.
If you buy a
Just,
Harold tuner
just
from
like because of my mug.
Who was that? Was that Brock the other day? He said, if you ain't cheating, you ain't competing.
Yes. That's why I use it. That's why I use that long of a blue tube. I'm shooting at 49 yards instead of 50.
there you
Yeah,
go.
Well,
you're
that's-
closer to the target.
That's the point. As soon as I put one of these tuners on, Chad's going to throw me an unlimited.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, boy.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, the tuning helps. I mean, I don't really care what people.
Jay
are gonna-
Crow says, looks like I'm going to make a new purchase on Monday.
Yeah.
So if you go on Kilo and order a Harrell's tuner, just go ahead and get you a bloop tube to go with it. They come pre-threaded for that bloop tube. It just threads right on there.
And
Oh,
they've got the noodle tube, and then they've got the big.
And the weight on the blue.
I just can't. They're just too ugly.
My-
Can't do it.
Mine is the noodle tube. It's the small one.
No
Brock's,
way.
I run big tube.
Brock's looks like a pop can sticking off the end of his.
I have torn this place apart. I've torn this place apart for the last 3 days looking for mine. I've got a Pappas noodle with the sliding weights, and I cannot find it.
So, Justin, there's your question. If your barrel is a .908, what would you mill out to?
I'd bore it to 1,000 over at most. I go 909. 908 and a half would be ideal, but 1,000
It's got to be
and it clamps, so you know.
got to be a
If you
straight
order one
barrel,
from-
not tapered, right?
Yeah, it'd have to be a straight section on the end.
Yeah.
It makes about 3/4 inch of contact, I think. But
Yeah.
if you order from Kilo, they don't offer a boring service anymore, I don't think.
I
So
don't
you,
believe it.
you get a blank board Harrell's tuner if you buy one from Kilo.
Well, and then Kilo is they got PQP ones too. They're the same thing. So if anybody's
Right.
wondering, they're just different brands.
Yeah.
They literally are built off the same blueprint. I mean, they're the exact same, just different colors.
Best thing to do, just order straight.
From Harrell's.
That's
Yeah.
where I got mine.
A little
Yeah.
longer to get here.
Best thing to do, though, buy straight from Harold.
Or if you
Takes
have
a
a
little longer, but they'll work
machinist,
out for
you
you.
know, you can do it.
Vince Ratliff, that website was called varmintowls.com. VARMINTAL, varmintowl.com.
And they're really good people. Harold's people.
Yeah, they are.
Linwood and
There is a
Jesus,
whole
what's the other one's name?
there is a
I can't
whole
even
lot
think.
a whole lot of information on that page. A whole lot of
Well, Hasbro,
So
you're
what's
ready
the
way to tune her
Oh
out.
gosh, yeah.
what's the other one that's out there? Eric Cortina. Does he make one for 22?
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
And
it's-
what is good or bad about it?
I don't think there's anything bad about it. It's just there's not as much information out there on it, and I don't think they have 500 clicks. I think they have 200.
They don't have the run out that a Harrell's has.
Right.
Not
near as much adjustment.
One thing about the EC tuner that I really like, they make a direct thread model. You thread the barrel, and the tuner, it eliminates one piece, and I think that's pretty neat.
There you go, boys. Number one unlimited ABRA with the semi-auto. He says Harrell tuners are great. That's what he has on his unlimited right now.
That's what I was going to say. If you go to a big match, about every tuner you see is going to be a Harrell's.
I would say of the 130 people that were at Nationals, I would say at least 100 of them were running Harrell tuners. Harrell's or PQP. I mean, they're same thing.
One of those two.
Yep. And then there's a couple people not running a tuner at all. You can,
that's all you need to know.
Well, Hasbro, you ready for the easiest way to tune a rifle?
Okay, go ahead. Send it to you with ammo.
Well, you can do that. So they say, and this is coming from some really big names that have helped me out a lot, like Richard Gorham and stuff like that. If you've got a good barrel, doesn't have to be killer. If you got a killer, it's better. But if you have a good barrel, if you take that tuner and you stick it on 200, it will shoot. It may not be the best setting, but it'll be a really good setting.
It's a Harrell's tuner.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you want to say, well, I don't want to burn through a couple boxes of ammo, take all the time. I just want to stick a tuner on it and shoot it. Stick a tuner on it, stick it on 200, and go to town.
And go up or down from there, playing with it, right?
Some people do. Some people
There you go.
They will stick their tuner on 200 and they never touch it. They just clean it.
I've heard a lot of people say put it on 200 and then work each way.
Yeah.
And see if it gets better or worse.
Right.
So a good
That's a
starting
magic
point.
number.
I've told on here before. I start at 225 and usually go down.
TJ Fishing says his Burno was tuned when it was run over by a 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Put some pre-bend in it.
Probably not a good tune.
On Australia, that's really bad.
I doubt that was a good tune.
I will say, though, if you take all three of those methods, you stick it on 200, you go through the Hopewell method, and you go through the Purdy method, it's really cool to see just how close all three of the numbers are. So what you get from each deal, generally, and if you do it right, they'll be really close together.
It's neat.
So real quick, you guys, these tuners are easily bumped. And if you don't remember that number, the best way to record that, Justin does it all the time. Take a picture of that tuner once it's set, so you got something to reference, because you may get that thing out of your case and it may have got bumped off 3 or 4 numbers when you put it in the case. So
Or sitting on a rifle rack, Hasbro might have gave it a couple turns,
yeah, and
It's possible.
That's the main reason. That's the main reason why you don't see them run on anything in NRL or PRS.
Right.
Is just because of that. Running it in and out of holes and barricades, you're going to be banging it up. So
well, not only that, but a tune for 50 may not be a great tune for 100.
Yep, that's what I was going to say.
Well,
Don't they have set screws?
Yes, you can get a set screw for a tuner.
Okay.
Or you can just etch that number on your barrel.
Yes.
That way it'll be right there.
Well,
Yes.
kind of the same with the scopes. I take a picture, no matter, even if I zero it out, I take a picture right where it was.
Yeah. So, Gabriel, my turbo is tuned for 50
Or just do
yards.
some duct tape.
M. Gabriel saying, are you tuning for a set distance?
Yeah. So my turbo's tuned for 50 yards. If I wanted to shoot my turbo in a 100-yard challenge, I would have to mess with the tuner and retune it to 100 to get its full potential. Who makes tuners at Thread On? Eric Cortina makes tuners at Thread On, but again, they don't have as much adjustment.
So basically, like on a Harrell.
What about the Eli on that? Yeah.
You broke up, George.
I said Eli
Do you really-
day at the range. He had a tuner there that was threaded. I don't remember who made it.
Do you need all the adjustment if you're sitting more or less in the middle of that thing anyway?
Cyclops Joe just jumped in. He says, you got to see the tuner break that he's got on the way.
Oh boy. I got an idea on what it's going to look like.
Has it been lapped to valve grinding compound?
Probably has silicone, a lot of silicone.
Little floppy.
Probably
Did it
digital.
come with a stripper?
Don't let Elijah work on it.
He's probably a digital tuner, automatically self-tuning.
So Rustic Rimfire says Eric Cortina made Elijah's barrel tuner.
Yeah, that's what he uses.
I was saying Cortina makes it. It's like a one-piece tuner that you thread the barrel, and like when the barrel's being processed, you make it for his tuner.
So M. Graber says he wants a barrel full thickness threaded from muzzle to chamber.
Oh boy!
I guess that's so you
An all-thread barrel.
get you a Teflon nut and you just run that nut. That's your tuner. You just run that nut back and forth. Find your accuracy node. Yeah. TJ says,
No way. I'm not watching that one.
no, we're not going on no OnlyFans page of Cyclopses, that's for sure. Might see more than just feet on there.
Yeah.
All right.
Laser Doppler vibratometer.
Vibratometry.
Somebody gave me a thumbs down.
Oh,
Yeah. My hand up there.
50-yard Bluetooth tube, no wind factor. Yeah.
Jeffrey, I wish that was the case. I so wish that was the case.
You're going to need a bigger rest. Harold's website says their tuners go to 1.1016, so maybe mine don't go. Maybe I don't have enough room to go out that far. I thought it looked like it would, but I guess it's I wasn't taking.
I'll get into the set screw.
I wasn't taking into consideration the slots and the set screws. There's enough meat there to go that far, but you would cut your
into the clamping screw.
You cut your clamping screws out. Yep.
You have to just take the clamping screws and have make a collar that locks in there that holds that thing on there.
Just make it solid with no slot in it, and Justin to cut it to where it just taps right on the end of that barrel.
Might as well.
Stick a little blue Loctite on there.
Just turn the barrel.
Justin, you ever wonder how you get volunteered for so much work like that?
Yeah, it's a curse, bro.
He don't do half of my ideals, so
I can see it.
You only got 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
Mike says, "Hey Hasbro, let's see more videos on that 72 and shoots. I picked up its twin this week.
There's one tomorrow. And more coming."
Who is this, Mike? Is he a new commenter?
I've never seen him before.
Yep.
I'm sure he's come in from Hasbro's side, though.
That's scary.
You never know what you can get off of Hasbro's.
Yeah, that's a back door for sure. Back alley back door.
Jack Jill, that's a new one.
Who's that? Jack Jill?
Yeah.
BPQ is making a slip-on tuner for larger muzzle diameter.
There you go, Jeff Lee.
Yeah.
The PQP is really close to the Harrells. They're kind of the same, ain't they, Brock?
Yeah, they're off the same blueprint. Well, they're normal tuners. I think what they're referring to is their clamp-on tuner, which is just a mid-barrel tuner. It'll clamp on any size barrel. So a lot of your guys that have those, what they call a truck axle barrel, will stick them mid-barrel tuners on there because you can get them to go that big when you can't get a normal tuner to go on there. But That's something I'm going to try when I get this barrel on this Bagara of mine. Is I'm going to try one of these mid-barrel tuners out because it's too big. I can't put an actual tuner on it.
Or if you knew a machinist, he could make you a collar that will reduce down to the toner size, and then you could tune it from there.
Mm-hmm.
The more adapters and parts you add to it,
Yeah,
you're changing. No, you're changing harmonics
yeah,
every time there's a joint.
yeah.
That's why I was referring to that AC tuner that's one piece and you thread the barrel. It eliminates a joint. So
Yeah, it's not something from coming loose or is likely to come loose.
But
Mike,
when you start putting adapters and all that, it's more tolerant stacking you're applying.
Mike is Mike from Iowa, and he is from Hasbro's site.
Cool.
Same thing with running a blue tube or anything like that. You risk, that's something that could come loose. So you're adding another factor. So you got to make sure
you're joint.
Make sure you're staying tight
and misalignment.
So here's an interesting fact. So when I first bought that tuner, I bought the noodle tube with it, and I ran that tuner on a 1022. That 1022 shot really good with the tuner. But if I stuck that lightweight blue tube out on the end of that tuner, it went to crap.
And some of them hate it. And
it would that little bit of weight will change things.
Explain to me the blue tube.
The blue tube is supposed to control the gases as the bullet leaves the barrel.
It shields the gas from conditions, from wind or thermals or whatever.
How's that different than just the barrel, though? It allows it to decompress a little bit, I guess.
So you know how you have some that shoot better with a suppressor because it's controlling your gases as you shoot. It's not blowing all your gases out, it's curling them back in to make it quieter. But basically, your blue tube is doing the same thing, just without the quietness factor.
All your gas is behind the bullet with the barrel. When it leaves the barrel, it could go anywhere. But if you got a tube on there, when it leaves the barrel, it comes out and it still stays in a controlled environment.
The wind or atmosphere can affect the bullet as it's leaving the crown, basically. So another thing to think of is the air that's in the barrel.
And
in front of
you
the
see a lot of blue tube.
I run one on my hand shoots, my 2500, and my swivel.
And
you can see Brock's right there behind him. His barrel's another 10 inches long.
6.
There's got to be a rule on how you should have to back up on the bench.
Well,
keep that muzzle back.
Cool.
You're halfway to the target.
I can't remember his name, but there was a guy at Nationals that he had taken. So they sell like PQP sells.
You'll see a lot of open sight shooters using blue tubes just to increase the sight rate.
Yeah, and like I said, he had they got a 6-inch and a 10-inch, and he had 2 10 inches put together on his. So he had a 20-inch blue tube on the end of his gun at Nationals, and was like
no limit, huh?
You want to see something wild, Hasbro? Go to one of these shoots where they got that blue tube on the end of the barrel, and then they got a clear tube on the end of their scope to
Mirage tube
control the mirage that's coming up off of the barrel.
I have Mirage shields on my. Well, you didn't see it on that 6.5 Creedmoor, but I put them on during the summertime because that's a real thing, right? You got to deflect it away.
Yeah.
You'll see a lot of people having a little fan there blowing on their barrel scope, blowing it away, especially when you're shooting and it's pretty calm, or if you're shooting indoors, you almost have to have one, or everything starts going really fuzzy like you're shooting through really bad mirage, but it's heat coming off the barrel.
I do the chamber chillers too, and in fact, I got one I 3D print, put the fans in, and make my own. So, but that's only if you have the time.
We had a shoot every New Year's Day. We have a shoot at our local club. We call it the New Year's Day shoot, and
listen to this.
We bring buddy heaters and put them under the bench, to stay warm while we're shooting. That's the worst mirage I've ever shot in my life was from a buddy heater when it's like 15 degrees out.
Yeah.
You remember Elijah's Christmas challenge? He had his Santa Claus thing. I dressed up in a Santa Claus suit and did those. And the very last one of those, I had that buddy heater sitting beside me, and I commented on that. There's a massive mirage coming across.
Yeah, I kept pushing mine out away from the bench, and I'd come back, and they pushed it back up underneath the bench.
We all turned our haters towards Chad. And he didn't know what was going on. He was wondering why he had so much mirage.
Well, I started smelling my pants like I think my jeans were catching on fire at one point.
Yeah, that's worse.
But it was cold.
Mike Moore,
17 degrees.
Mike Moore just confirms what I was saying. He's seen where blue tubes helped and hurt. They're just like ammo. Each gun likes something different.
Yeah. They're all picky. You got to find what works.
So, and somebody brought this up earlier, and Rimfire Dave's not here to elaborate, but so when he builds a gun and he goes out and shoots, one thing he'll do to tune that gun is change the scope. He says, you may not believe this, but sometimes changing the scope on a rifle can help it, because the weight of that scope sitting on top of that action, it all factors into this tuning process.
It's like a tuning fork, you know.
What was that?
That scope is acting like a tuning fork. You know, the vibration coming back through the barrel, through the rings, and through the tube of the scope.
Yep.
You know, it's all absorbing a harmonic. So just a different length or design of a scope or weight could all, you know, a gun may like one scope better, you know.
We're going to find out tomorrow. Mike, I'm taking that answer out to 100 yards.
Yeah, look at that scope George got on his avatar.
Oh,
So
yeah.
a barrel or a barrel bar?
That is a barrel.
That scope right there on that gun cuts the groups down a 1/10 with that scope. But it also does on my end shields, so it stays on the end shields.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like it's a 410 barrel on top of a 22.
So,
that's what it looks like to me.
So your front scope mount is so far down the barrel that's acting like a mid-barrel tuner.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
So anybody else got anything they want to add on tuning?
We touched a little bit on, like, you know, you tune for the yardage you're shooting, and from what I found, that's true. You know, when we were getting ready for the hide shoot, you know, I was using the ammo through my Cooper, no tuner, but you know, I was using the ammo that shot bug holes at 50, shot it at 100, and it went to crap. You know, vertical stringing, everything else. But you know, with no tuner, you definitely see a difference. So with a tuner, I'm sure you'd have to have a different tune for whatever yardage you're shooting.
I'll agree with that. I don't think it's a whole lot on your tuner, but I think it's a couple of clicks at least.
Yeah.
Or you could be like Minnesota Mike and just break a screw off and eliminate an action screw, and that's another way. It's another way to tune it up.
You just duct tape a roll of pennies on the barrel. That usually works.
No, you just need the duct tape. That's all you need. Just duct tape it down.
It works.
Recoiling.
It worked for that gun.
It works, Matt.
Yeah.
True.
Do you clean your tuner on the
Hell, it
barrel?
worked on that hand shields.
Yes.
Yep.
So I think
You need to bring that one, shoot against the valve lap compound special.
I will put out a YouTube short on how I clean my gun, just so people can see cleaning my tube, cleaning my tuner, cleaning my barrel. Once I get done shooting a card, I clean my barrel, my tube, and my blue.
Well, there you have it, folks. Go over and check out Leather Action 22, Leather _ Action 22, and hold him to that. Hold him to that.
I will make a video next week. Yep, I will
So-
make one next week.
You're
And
just,
I'm
you guys use-
coming out about Benchrest card under 3 minutes.
so Jeff Lee
You guys
says, are you just using a dry patch? Because I'm sure you don't want to put.
To clean the tuner and blue tube, yeah, it's just a dry patch.
Because if you put lubricants out there and you don't get it all out of there, then you're just making an attractant for more
Yep.
carbon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a guy that does a lot of 3D printing for me, so he 3D printed me, which they sell tuner cleaners, but he 3D printed me a tuner cleaner and then a head that interchanges on there. That's the inside diameter of my blue tube. I run a 2-inch patch on my tuner on the inside of that, and then a 3-inch patch on my blue tube, and then a 1-inch patch on my barrel.
Is that are you asking, does
So
anybody
you got to
use
know to get one of them cool.
Yep. I've got an ultrasonic that would work. Anybody use it to clean the tuners or suppressors?
Absolutely, you can. But the way Brock cleans, he cleans between every card at a match. So you can't take your ultrasonic cleaner to the match with you.
But not the tuner, right? You just clean the right on the action.
I clean everything.
He cleans the tuner,
Oh, really?
And
tuner,
blue tube.
everything.
If you think a barrel gets dirty, you ought to see how a blue tube gets dirty.
Oh, Bluetooth, yeah.
It will.
That's because they're an ungodly device.
It's crazy.
They look unnatural.
Yeah, so
But you
Jack
got-
and Jill,
Got Bluetooth relays.
Jack and Jill says the big bore clamp on the PPQ says up to 1.25 inch muzzle. Or
There you go.
PQP, I said PPQ.
You can get that at Kellogg's or just PQP's website. Dan Kellogg is the guy that owns PQP, so he broke off from Kellogg Shooting Sports, sold that, and then he just runs PQP now. So you can either go on Precision Quest Products, which is the PQP website, and from there, or you can get it from Kellogg Shooting Sports, which they have the same stuff.
So Jeff Lee says if you remove your tuner, then you put it back on, does it change the tune?
So if you're ever going to take your tuner off, which if you got your tuner on there and it's on there all the way, I probably wouldn't take it off. But if you have to, take your marker, go on the underside of your tuner where the gap is, and mark it, and then stick it back on that mark. And it shouldn't change. If it does, it's like one number either way.
The index mark.
Yep. That way you know
I'm looking at Harold's site, and it has this tuner aluminum radial ported clean air brake that goes on the end of the tuner. Is that a blue tube, sort of?
Does it have holes in it?
Ain't that cool?
It does.
Yes, that is a blue tube. It's just got
Your blue
holes.
tubes, at least the one Chad had, didn't have any holes in it, right?
So I can't.
Mine's what they call the noodle.
Okay.
Right.
That Harold's tuner is threaded two ways. You can put that little tube, the noodle tube, or it has threads on the outside diameter of that tuner that you can put a big tube. The big tube threads in it just like a scope shade, sunbelt.
Can you see that? Can you see that, Hasbro?
There's also weight.
That's the one
I
that
see-
Harold sells.
Okay.
That's the one
Yeah.
with the
That's a
holes.
big tube.
Yeah, it's a big tube. It's just got your holes, and then it comes with a slide-on weight. I'll show you when we get done with this.
There's where all the center X is. There's no shortage. You got it all.
Hey, that's my plus.
Oh, mine is plus. Okay, that's even worse.
I know.
Hey, you
You
rifles probably
can't
don't like
hide
it, huh?
from me.
And the worst part is I haven't been shooting any of it.
Send it to me.
Yeah.
This team.
I'll volunteer to test it.
Yeah.
We need some for tuning purposes, bro.
Absolutely. At least
That'd be an
one box.
expensive tune.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would. Yes, it would. If I send you them boxes, do they have to be full, or can I just send you the boxes?
Send them to it with the CCI standard in them.
Yeah.
Send them full, but I'll send them back lighter.
Hey, there you go. Save on
TJ
shooting now.
Christian says alcohol is the quickest way to clean a muzzle brake between shooting and evaporates. Use a spray
On the
bottle.
gun or in the person?
Yeah, Mike Moore says save money, not cleaning, to spend more on ammo. Uh-oh, boys. Sound off. Jeff Lee says Creedmoor Sports just got a bunch in stock.
Yeah, they did. Bunch of ammo. Bunch of SK and Lapua.
Uh-oh. I'm on that site. Wait a minute. Can you
Don't say
pause
that
the show
shit
for a
out loud.
second?
We probably just lost every viewer we had, Chad.
Hurry up, end the show.
We're gonna lose half the panel and all the viewers.
Probably.
Yeah.
Gonna crash our website.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I'm clicking on it. The only thing it shows is the Zealy team.
Hey, I'm interested.
Brock's all right with that.
Yeah. If I could get my computer to log into the internet, I'd be on there right now, but it kicked me off all ago.
Jeff says it goes fast. He probably bought it off.
Yeah, it kicks hoarders off by default.
Yeah.
He probably didn't post that comment until after he hit
Nah.
submit payment.
There's nothing new on Lapua.
Absolutely, Jack and Jill. He says, would the extra weight of a dirty bloop tube change the tone of a rifle? Yes.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. Because all you're doing is, when you're changing your weight, is basically, instead of changing your tuner number, you're adding weight, so it's technically changing your tuner number without you twisting it.
Well,
Anybody else got any questions?
anybody got anything to add? Any questions?
And see, the tuner's only one box of Center X
Pretty
anymore.
good.
A lot
So
of good
one thing I'll
information.
add,
I appreciate
one thing
Brock.
I'll add about tuners. Go ahead, Chad.
Oh, go ahead.
One thing to consider before you put a tuner on a rifle. A lot of matches, it's going to throw you into a different class.
Yep.
Be prepared for that, So
Mhm.
you can
And
always
for
take
your
it back
people
off. But
For your people that think a tuner doesn't work, if it doesn't work, then why are you having to step up
why
and
they use it?
put one on?
Right. Yeah. So the tuner alone changes your class to an unlimited in about every shooting discipline, Benchrest. So you throw
So,
yourself in a different league.
we adopted
But
a
it
rule
will
book.
not make a crappy gun shoot better.
No.
It'll make a good gun shoot better, maybe.
Anyway, we adopted a rule book when we started our Benchrest shooting at our range.
Yeah.
And I was reading this rule book and things that are allowed in each class, things that are not allowed. So a tuner throws you into an unlimited class according to our rule book. But it also says in there that any class can have barrel weights. So if you can't run a dialable tuner, you can still put weights on your barrel
Or a clamp on mid barrel tuner, because it's
to tune it that way. So,
right.
yep.
Sounds to me like if you had a machinist friend, you could calculate the exact weight and position with a tuner and take it off and put a weight on there.
I don't know anybody.
The thing about a tuner is that
He's
tuner
busy.
weighs a certain amount, no matter what setting you're on. So you're changing the length of that weight. Is
Where
actually
it
what's
is.
happening.
Yeah, you're throwing
where
the
it's
weight.
at.
You're throwing the weight forward or backward.
That's what I mean. If
Basically,
you,
the balance point,
yeah, that's right. Well, I guess
it
you're
weighs
right.
the
You
same
could
no
make
matter what
something.
setting.
You could make something of that exact weight with set screws, move it back, and you could have the same
So-
effect. I think.
To reiterate, because we talked, this was brought up earlier, and Mike said that tuners wouldn't really fit the bill for him because he shoots NRL, PRS style shooting. You probably do not want a tuner for that if you're shooting variable distances
Right.
You're
You're
tuning
10 for one.
you're tuning to 50 yards or 100 yards, whatever you're shooting. But somebody like Mike that shoots a lot of PRS or NRL, you're not going to want a tuner because you can't tune on the Johnny on the spot, you know. So it don't work for that genre of shooting. It's more for bench rest, one set
Precision.
distance, bench rest, tune your rifle, you know.
That is correct.
Not that it can't work. I mean, it could, but
It's just not
Yeah,
practical.
well, I mean, if Mike wanted to put the time in to figure out what his tuner setting needs to be, so between every stage, he's going to have to dial his scope and his tuner.
Well, in theory, what you know, if it's kind of what Brock said about like 200 is like the go to 200 if you don't know anything. It's a good starting point. Well, if you can find a 200 number that works good between 50 and 100 yards for NRL, where almost all just plain NRL matches happen, are targets between about 30 and 100, 110 yards at the most. Then if you can find something where a number where and you shot groups at varying distances at about 20, where it made every group, the majority or 70% of the groups were better than without it, then yeah, it makes sense. But you still run into that, what happens when you bang it up against something on a barricade, and now your thing that got you 70% better overall average off of that barrel is now where you're getting 30% better overall average because it twisted a little bit. That's all I'm saying with it. I don't know jack about tuners except what I've seen people do, with it at off of a bench at one known distance, when they're shooting them. So
Brock
Not
must
meant
be
for
having
running.
internet issues. He keeps a coming and a going.
and as far as blue tubes go, you just need to belong to a range where you shoot
there's
through
no doubt.
culverts.
There's no die-hard rule that says if you're tuned at 50 that you're not tuned at 100. It may help you across the board, just that one setting.
Mm-hmm.
Don't expect it to though. I mean,
Yeah.
Does it change with temperature?
You're tuning your ammo is what you're doing.
On the changing with temperature, if it changes,
can,
it might change a number.
but mostly not.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've not seen it. I've shot anywhere from 45-degree weather to 100-degree weather, and like I said, the most I've changed my tuner is about 3 numbers.
So our buddy Steve over, he either has no input about tuning, or we have put him sound asleep.
or not gave him a chance.
He's swap.
I have no experience with tuning. So
There you go.
I have no,
Do you have any questions you'd like answered by Brock?
I believe you guys have covered it pretty well.
I think he said you can send him a tuner. He can try.
That
Don't
works.
take my question.
I just got done measuring a Mark II barrel, and I now know that that's 0.8, inches. And looking at Harold's website, I know what I got to tell him. And then I just sat here and said, no, not doing it. It's not worth it. It's $180 that I'm, you know what? The Mark II shoots just fine.
It could be the more money.
Yep. That was the one I pulled out of the safe when I put my avatar up a little bit ago and pulled out a caliper because I had no idea what the barrel diameter was on that varmint barrel on that rifle. So
Shoot straight,
now I
Jack
know.
Steel. Hope you do
Well, now
good.
the ones that kill lose are cheaper. But how do you know which one?
So
I think because they're blank board is why they're cheaper at kilo, maybe.
Yes.
They don't say what they're for. They just have it as whatever. I can't say the
It's
details here, but
It's just one size,
because you have to have it cut.
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just a generic one size,
Got it.
blackboard basically.
J. Crow says Hasbro's already over there buying them out.
Oh no.
Hope his wife ain't watching.
So yeah,
Hasbro got hit for a lot of bills the last week, so no, he's not.
Every time he watches this show, he gets his checkbook out. I don't know.
I sent Harold a message telling him, if I could get a kickback on all the, the tuners they were about to have ordered, but I didn't ever hear anything back.
It's like a trade-in program.
I told him I was trying. But
All right. Well, it's time to go around the room. We got about 3 minutes till we've reached our hour and a half mark. So, Brock, I appreciate the information you brought tonight and the demonstration with the picture and how you tune your rifle with your tuner. And it's not to be overlooked because Brock is doing really good shooting ARA, and he is coming up in the point standings. He's holding first place in his state, and he also is holding, is it first place in another state? You got it too?
I'm first in my state and fourth in the neighboring state.
Okay, yeah. So there is some value to what Brock brings to the table. Is it what everybody does? No. I mean, it's what Brock does. So, and that's what this show's about. We're sharing experiences. We're not professionals. We don't claim to be professionals. We're just sharing what works for us. So, Brock, what do you got coming up, buddy?
Well, I'm not going to be able to shoot a match tomorrow. I got to work, but once I get off work, I'm going to go pick up my new gun. So I have another Benchrest gun here real soon. And I'm going to start messing with it and getting it tuned. And then I got my end shoots just about finished up. I got to put my clear coat on the stock on it, and it'll be ready to be shooting again. And then trying to keep up with all these scope cap orders I've been getting. So
Awesome.
I'm still waiting on mine.
I know it. So is George. They're coming.
Did the club president? Did the club president ever contact you?
That's all right.
No, I haven't heard nothing from him. Which
Justin, was it Kevin the one that won those?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, Steve, what you got coming up, buddy?
I've got a few videos coming shooting at 100 yards. Shot Mike's 100-yard and shoots challenge, and
I see you've resorted.
Challenge.
You've resorted to being like Mike, and you're borrowing other people's rifles.
Yeah, I am.
OPP.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and my brother shoot together a lot, and
Ain't nothing
he's
wrong
got
with that.
several nice rifles.
Yeah. You just have to talk him into shooting for you and put him on the video sometime.
I've tried to. He's not
Camera
ready
shy.
in front of the camera. We'll put it that
Camera shy.
way.
Yeah. Hillbilly, what you got coming up, buddy?
Oh man, I got a video coming out on the an Athlon scope they sent to the channel. Real excited about that. Really a sweet scope. And then also we got a new rifle to the channel, and I filmed a video today, and with it just first shots pretty much, and I had a lot of fun. So that'll be coming up this next week also. Of course, we got Guns Bearing Therapy tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern. And also the Hard Seltzer Challenge that's been going on for 2 months, 3 months. It will end this weekend. Basically the end of this month. So a little longer, a little over this weekend. But the end of this month, that'll end. And then we'll be doing a giveaway for some prizes for that. So if you've not shot the Hard Seltzer Challenge, you want to get it shot for this end of this month. Benchrest, BB gun, pistol, lever action, Got them for just about everything other than shotgun. So
if y'all want to be entered to win a prize, get out there and shoot this target. He's got instructions on the target. So
Shoot it now. There's going to be no crying later over spilt seltzers.
there you go. Well, thanks for having me. Always enjoy a great show as usual, and great stuff tonight, Brock. Thanks for sharing all that with us.
So J Delta, has the storms passed in North Carolina?
Yes, kind of quiet now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What you got coming up, buddy?
Next week and for the next 2-3 weeks, we got the What If series. What if the only ammo you can find is Federal Auto Match?
Ooh,
So,
That'd be terrible.
yeah.
the world's come to an
Trying,
end.
so yeah, that's it. So I
Apocalypse.
started with the Bergara B14R, then we did the Tika T1X, and today I did the Bergara BMR, and then tomorrow we're doing the RV, the Red Voodoo, and then we finish with the remix. See which one of those rifles shoot that super Gucci ammo. So, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Appreciate you having me tonight, Brock. That was a lot of good info. If you're not doing anything on Monday and Wednesday next week at 7:30, stop by. We leave the light on for you. You here?
Y'all here?
Yeah, 7:30. We have that. I appreciate you having me here today. It's been always fun. I learned a lot. One of these days, I'm going to shoot straight.
All right. Jose, that
Yes.
remix might start gagging when you put that ammo,
I
that
know.
turtle
I
ammo
know,
in there. Wanting to throw up.
So far, none of the rifles, it was me, a couple of the rifles, I didn't cycle the ball right, but no misfires, nothing. Everything is being okay.
This is
Now,
where
the groups are not that good. That was the old 10-shot groups. One of them was, I think, 0.6 or something like that. But
sounds to me like we need to have an intervention over his place because abuse of a rifle has to be stopped. I mean,
yeah. I'm just curious. I want to see what happens if that's all the ammo I have. So I go through the pain you guys don't have to go through.
Well, I appreciate you being here, and again, I appreciate the super chat you sent out at the beginning of the show.
Oh man, my pleasure.
Hasbro, what you got coming up?
well, I'll be trying to shoot a bunch more of these Halloween challenges we started this last week. I got about 1,000 rifles to throw at it, so we'll see. And having a lot of fun with that. And I can break out the and shoots again tomorrow, I hope, at 100 yards. I did shoot that challenge, Mike, and old boar killed me. My second group, I shot a 1/2 inch at 100 yards. The first group, I had a 3-inch group because it dropped one really, really low. So I don't know. I switched to center X that was shooting super long range, and switched to center X and didn't do that, but I ran out of time. So I'll put in some official time on it tomorrow instead of just messing around. Do that.
George, what's going on in your neck of the woods, buddy?
Got some shooting to do, but I want to finish up this Anschutz bedding first.
Bedding the Anschutz.
And get it lined out. Get it.
I think we're losing him.
Did you hear any of that?
Heard you're bedding the Anschutz and getting it lined out. Well, he's lost his connection or something. So,
My Anschutz is shooting so good, I haven't even taken it out of the stock. I'm too scared. I don't want to touch it.
Hey, George, if you can still hear me, Hasbro beds his rifle every night. He takes it to bed with him.
I do. Oh baby, oh baby,
Uh,
talk nice to me.
So,
Can
Mike,
you hear me now?
yeah, go ahead.
All right. Did you hear any of what I said? I don't know.
We heard that
Everything went buffing about the time I started talking.
we heard that you were bedding your anchovies and getting it lined out.
Yeah, I'll get it sold, and then I've got a 52, a special 52 bought if nothing don't happen, and hopefully it's going to be what I'm looking for. Hopefully a lot of shooting.
Mike, what you got coming up, buddy?
I don't have anything that's already done and ready to go. The last thing I had in my queue was the video I dropped this morning of the stretching it out challenge with the super match. So my plans for this weekend are to go out and shoot Hillbilly and Haz's Halloween challenge target.
All right.
I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna shoot that with the one screw budget Mark II.
I love it.
And then so that's what I'm gonna bring out to shoot that with. And the other thing I got planned on doing that I didn't get to last week with the match and stuff is the gentleman that I bought this rifle from. If you remember, he sent me a couple, 3 different boxes of ammo that he, swore that it shoots, one hole groups with at 100 yards. Well, I now know that it'll shoot a one hole 0.3 group at 100 yards, but I don't know if it's going to do it with, federal target match, ammo. But I'm going to shoot the ammo that he sent me at 100 yards, and I'm going to see how well it actually does shoot at 100 yards with the ammo he was using out of it. Now, that's older ammo that he sent me, but, it'd be interesting to see if the thing really was a hammer, 10 years or 15 years ago with old ammo as well. And then I need to do a side by side of that lot of 10X that you sent me. And the last 214 rounds of the lot that I know shoots well out of it that I'm going to squirrel away for just special stuff. And I gotta, but I do want to see how well the two 10Xs, compare to each other, because the 10X I've been shooting. If you remember, I've seen the boxes that's in. That's the old white and blue packaging. So that's like, that's a couple year old brick of 10X that I'm
20 years old. Yeah.
Center X.
Or Center X. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I want you to know, Mike, I'm driving home from Detroit today, and I'm listening to all these videos, and one of them is yours. And when I heard you talk about that group, I actually pulled over and looked at that. I thought, holy cow, that's 100 yards. That was awesome.
Yep. Well, if I could have just got the first group to do it, but the
It
mean
was
average,
pretty damn good group.
the mean average, the mean average between the two, I sent Eli an email with the link to it right when I made it go live, and saying you need to update your leaderboard because Jim Davis is no longer king of the hill in the vintage class. So
that's awesome.
Yep. And he hasn't updated it yet, but I'm sure he's on the road busy with work and stuff like that.
Oh, don't you tempt Justin Lowe with a good time.
Yeah.
So busy to shoot right now.
Justin's too busy. He's out there making that money.
Got to work in the morning.
Well, you keep working, Justin, because that way 2025 is almost over, and that challenge won't be any good next year. So, all right. If you don't shoot it this year, I don't want to hear anything after January 1st. You put up a 0.2 in group. It doesn't count. That was 2025.
With friends like that, Justin, I don't know.
I know. Always got a target on my back, don't I?
Yeah.
So, Justin, what you got coming up?
Nothing turned. A lot of work. That's about it. might get a play Sunday. So
Yeah,
right
he's
all
packing
I got
one of those
going on.
rifles and sending it to North Carolina, so it's going to take a lot of work.
All that work isn't on Chad's guns, is it?
No, it's my side hustle.
Chad don't pay.
Yeah, I do all this free work for Chad, and I still ain't VIP. I don't understand.
Yeah, right? What's going on?
Tough gig right there.
He's lying. He got all the perks of the VIP. He's wearing a T-shirt that's free. 2 of them, matter of
Oh
fact.
wow!
Yep.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody got
For a
nothing
T-shirt. There you go.
Ain't nobody got nothing to be the VIP yet, but Jay Delta, he's won both giveaways.
I'm on a roll. I'm opening a knife store.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
Do what you need to. Hey, them orange knives, you can't buy them no more at Walmart. They're gone.
I know.
They are.
Yeah.
I didn't win an orange knife off Chad. I just took his.
Yeah.
He showed me this one day, and I just took it.
Might as well.
He said, "Let me see your knife." I showed it to him. He said, "You got more of them at home?" I was like, "Yeah." He stuck it in his pocket.
I love it.
Well, guys, I've got some videos scheduled. Nothing spectacular. I think I said last week that this winter I want to start getting out some of my other stuff that I ain't been shooting much of and kind of debut some of that stuff. Hunting season's upon us. I spent my first evening in the woods today with my bow and arrow, sitting in the blind. Had a doe standing 30 yards broadside at me, and I had the bow in hand, cameras on. I actually got footage of her,
Cool.
but I decided to let her walk because I heard something rustling up the hill above her, and I thought maybe it might be a big buck. So she kind of worked her way away from me, and nothing ever came down out of the woods. So we'll get her next time.
To be continued.
Yeah, to be continued. But we are making a video out of it. I'm trying to get a hunting video out there. So that's, man.
You had no idea it was Justin up there in the woods rattling some horns, did you?
Well, the video will be subtitled "Chad Chases Young Women."
You think Benchrest shooting and videoing is tough? Try filming your hunting video.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's rough stuff. But I got 1,300 and some pictures off of my memory card today, and I just put my feeder out 3 weeks ago to attract the deer, and I got 1,300 and some pictures in 3 weeks, and
Wow.
it was all does. Every single one of them does, which could be a good thing. If I got the does come rut season, they might come to me. So it's not been that way before. I've always had bucks early, and the bucks leave when the rut comes. So maybe the tables are turned this year. Maybe when the rut kicks in, I'll have a big buck come in there looking for my does.
Yeah.
So
put a sign up there on that feeder, Chad's dating service.
Yeah. 100% legal in Kentucky.
No, it'll be Chad's hose.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Tip them out.
But anyways, I appreciate the conversation tonight. Good topic, good information. Appreciate the side chat for being here. Appreciate all you guys on the panel. We're going to leave it at that. Next week I may not be here. I'm going to be making a trip to Richmond, Kentucky. That's where my parents live. My mom makes pottery, and my dad does a little bit of woodwork. And they set up at a festival every year. And my dad had his arm amputated at the shoulder last year because of cancer. And they wanted to do this Millstone Festival. So I told them, if you'll do it, I'll come help you. So I'm going Friday to help load up pottery and woodwork. And I will be downtown Richmond, Kentucky, Saturday selling pottery and woodwork. So if you're anywhere around central Kentucky and you like pottery or woodwork, crafts, come to the Millstone Festival in Richmond, Kentucky. And guys, we're going to end it there. Say good night, everybody.
Good
Good
night,
night,
everybody.
everybody.